Three, two, one, and we're good. Birwood stands. We have a very, very special guest today. His name is Butch Dawson, live out of Baltimore. What's good, G?
What's poppin', my G?
Hey, man. What's not popping is the real question. What's not popping? So tell the world a little bit about yourself, man. Just about the origin of Butch Dawson, where you come from, why you make the music.
So the origin of Butch Dawson, I come from Baltimore, Maryland, West Baltimore to be exact. Uh, I come from like West Baltimore as far as it's like in the inner city, Pennsylvania Avenue, the 1800 block of Division Street, and growing up there really just molded. It really just molded the way I am for real. Like it when you grow up in Baltimore, you kind of just I don't know, you just get certain qualities that you just grow up just experiencing shit in the city. So I feel like people in Baltimore got a really good like moral compass, and it's not like they know it. It's just a part of the aura. I come from that. I come from that type of vibe. I come from a street, like I come from a street background. You know what I'm saying? And I also come from a background where it's like I'm heavily invested into like art culture. You feel me? Like my father, he was rapping and shit. My father was like a popular rapper in Baltimore, like back in like the 2000s and shit, like early 2000s. And my mother, she claimed that she was in the art and shit like that. Like she claimed that's why I get my artistic side. But my mother, she was like listening to different music and shit like that. So it just kind of opened my mind a little bit more for real. And like where the Butch Dawson thing, because Butch Dawson not my real name, but like I got the name when I was in the 7th grade. Like I was in this after school program called the Comic Book Club, and we was like making comic books and shit. Like that's what we had to do. Like once the class was over, like we had to have a complete comic book. So me and my homie James, like we tagged up. He was the author and I was the illustrator because I knew how to draw real good, and made this comic book called Stone, and the villain name was Butch Dawson. This nigga was like a lumberjack, like had a big ass axe and shit, chopping down trees. But his name was Butch Dawson, and like fast forward when I got into this group called 7th Floor Villains, it was kind of like my group mixed with my homie group, and like we just no, that was we linked up with their group, but it was like a L7, you know what I'm saying? But I linked up with the 7th Floor Villains, and that's when I just like decided to rebrand myself. So I called Butch Dawson.
That's so interesting. Like the comic book shit is so interesting to me. So like you've always kind of like knew from a young age that like art was important.
Yeah, I just fucked with it for real. Like even when I was in elementary school, this college called Micah is like one of the top colleges in the country. But some of the students will come to my school, and it was this program where they was teaching us how to make like videos and shit. So like I was doing skits and shit when I was young. I don't know. I always been into some kind of like little creative niche for real, and it just what I'm saying, it just like widened this whole spectrum. But fly.
Talk about kind of like growing up and seeing like your pop success locally. Did you know that like it would be you would turn into like Butch Dawson like all these years later?
Yeah, like my father, he was really lit back in the day. Like his songs was on the radio. He had songs with Lil Flip. He had songs with Manny Fresh.
Manny,
And
he had songs with Manny Fresh in the early 2000s.
yeah,
That's popping. That's
oh
popping.
yeah, he was crazy, bro. And that shit was cool. I never thought that I was going to be like anywhere past that. I never thought about. I knew that I always wanted to like rap. My father, he didn't inspire me to rap, but he made me understand that that was a job at like the age that I was in, where it's like kids wanting to be like police or doctors, like the jobs that's put in little kids' faces. Ain't nobody ain't want to be a rapper back in the day type shit. You feel
Mm,
me? But I did. It was like I was like in that world already, like you know what I'm saying, seeing my father with these rap shit, going to the studio for my father. So I just wanted to rap, and that was ever since elementary school. You feel me?
that's hard as fuck. That's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of niggas like talk about like an idea of destiny, especially like when they start to like get like kind of gain some traction. But you could tell the origin story is kind of bullshit. But like this is legit, man. That's fucking dope. Now it's like I find it really interesting how you kind of combine like this out out of this worldly like fashion sense combined with this like otherworldly music. Like, do you find like an intersection between those two things?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, like that's one thing. Like, I want to because I feel like it is a quality to my brand, just like with the fashion shit. But I feel like all these qualities, like if they all it's almost like a math problem or like an equation. You know what I'm saying? You got all these qualities, and you got this quality added to them quality, and then it equals this. You know what I'm saying? But it's its own unique. It's its own unique thing. It's its own unique equation. And
Mm.
I feel like me just I don't know like the fashion shit. Like I just like clothes and I like to dress, but I feel like that molds me into like the character that I am. Like nobody can't give. I ain't saying like nobody can't duplicate what I do, but I'm saying like as far as a whole, if people like see me as like a stylish person mixed with like this dude, he be wild. Like he got like he got some like rap punk jazzy vibes too.
Yeah.
It's like and some people might get confused because it's like it never been nothing like that, but that's the significant thing about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like just breaking norms for real. Just breaking norms. And if you can be able to package all that shit up and make it its own unique thing, people is going to accept it. Like how they accepted Andre 3000. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mm.
same old thing. It's literally
Same
like
shit.
the same old thing. Like I'm sure back in the day when people would say how you dressing, they didn't understand it, but it was just like the brand, the Andre 3000 brand, the Love Below. Like he created the world for to make people accept this vision that he was trying to like, you know, to the people.
The
So I
reason.
feel like,
Oh no, go ahead.
yeah. So I just feel like, when artists are like that innovative and style comes into like their brand, mixed with like the different kind of music that they do, you just adding different shits to the equation. You making like your own significant like making your own
Facts.
significant. Equation.
It's like kind of like, okay, boom, I rap, but also there's like I'm miles ahead of these niggas who just be rapping. Let me add a little bit of sauce here and there to fuck you niggas up. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. And sometimes like it takes a long time for people to hop on like to the vision because it's like when you're really
Mm.
creative, you innovative, and you're a trailblazer. It take a while. It take a long time for you to get on compared to like anybody who's seeing what's hype at the moment. And it's like you can make it. You can make that kind of like quality, but it's not going to last long because it's so like it's oversaturated.
Facts. Facts. Like nigga, we get it. Like fucking you got the Louis laced or whatever the fuck these niggas be talking about. The reason I wanted to ask about fashion specifically is because in Trigger, you say one of the hardest fucking lines that I think I've ever heard come out of like an experimental like rap song. You said badder than your bitch, turn they heads to see the fit. Nigga, goddamn. That's hard as fuck. So I think that kind of goes back into what you were saying about like, hey man, that's just who Butch Dawson is. That's me. You feel me, man?
Yeah, and it's
So
like that. It's like yeah, it's that confidence, that exaggerated confidence. That's just like you know,
it's what gives the music character, I think.
yeah, like
Um,
really.
so you talk a lot, especially on Ollie World, because that was one of my favorite projects of 2019, just in general. Um, it's like what goes into like take us from step one in creating a Butch Dawson song. Like you don't have to give us the secret sauce, but just take me through the process because I think it's these super just in your face fucking beats, but
Mm-hmm.
like on some songs you kind of get aggressive with the flow. On some songs it's more about like just talking that shit. So kind of take
Yeah.
us through the process of like creating for you.
Well, I just well with me since I produce and I rap, I usually that's just the world right there. Once I hop on in like any DAW, that's just the world right there. That's like the
Mm.
canvas. And like my main thing is to try to make songs because I make all types of songs, whether they like digestible as songs or they just so like experimental but appealing. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure all my songs appealing, but it's still like shit that I like to make. So
Mm.
I like my when I go and start making a beat, like my intentions is just basically like, let me bring like the appeal, but also like certain little shit, like experimental shit that I like. That way, it's not like because I got a different crowd of people who fuck with my music. I got the all kids, and then I got like the street folks who fuck with my music. But I want to make sure it's like it's just digestible for all types of demographics for real, for real. And I got songs where it's just like it just feel good, it's lit. I got songs where I'm just like I'm going in, but it all like still kind of like bridges together with like just the type of beats that I have, the beats that I be making, and um, just how the projects are narrated all the way through, and like the cohesiveness, and that's what really make the songs what they are for real, for real. Because when I make the
Mm.
beat, I'm making a song with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm making a structure with it. And one thing I like to do is like I like to change my structures up and just what I'm saying? Usually it's like intro then chorus then verse, chorus. Sometimes it's like verse then chorus, then like a verse, and then that's it. Or like it's sometimes I just like just
Or you just be just going on that motherfucker. It's like man, it's some dope
yeah.
shit, dog. You have a line in Prime Lard that says security's trying to get rid of me. I gotta ask, bro. Where where did that like just tell me about one of the craziest shows that you've ever played. And then like was security actually on fuck shit? Because I've been to one of your shows where it's like not a lot of cats were intro to Butch Dawson, and then you start fucking play like Bush presses play, and you start doing your thing, and you just have a fucking sea of people just hitting each other, nigga. Like, so tell me about like what are the craziest shows you've had?
All the recent shows I haven't like dealt with security because that's when like shit just started like popping off, like, and I've been like selling out. I've been selling out shows like partially me. I've been selling out shows for like the past 2 years. The JPEG shows, that's JPEG. He been selling out for motherfuckers. But
Oh,
all the shows I've been doing for the past 2 years been sold out. Um, Before that, I had like this show at this spot in Baltimore called Soundstage, and it was with a couple of my friends, like my homie Zeke. Soda, Buffalo. I think my homie Toyo was there too, and we was just in the crowd, just looking at this other set, and we was smoking. But you can't you can finesse smoking at sound stage, but if they catch you, they putting your ass out. So like we smoking and like one of the security guys come over there and we try to throw the thing away, throw the blunt. He was like, I seen that and all this other stuff. My homie Buff just like wild out talking about like, yeah, you're not putting us out or we all gonna bank you. And so like he just like shit. He got to look like shit, but he ain't say shit. And he go bring like his other bodyguard niggas over there, and we got into it. Like we was going back and forth for like 15 minutes. We was going back and forth for 15 minutes until like the manager. It wasn't even like the manager. It was the Bombay Knox dude. He came out. It's like, yeah, they good. And he like they let us back. Like we just went backstage and started smoking.
Oh my god, man, that's fucking hilarious. Like I could just, I just listen to your music and just like, yo, I know that as soon as I'm going to this concert, I'm coming into the concert out of a peaceful world, and I know that I'm coming into that bitch into a war zone. So
No, yeah, it's wild, bro. Like all literally all the shows been wild like that. And I like that. You know, it can get pretty wild. And also people can just get an ear of like what the fuck I'm saying. Like I don't want all my shows to be like 100% energy, but I'm not rapping or I'm not giving you, you know what I'm saying? So I work hard. I work hard to try to like match that. If I'm going to give you the energy, I want to make sure I'm rapping all my words. Most of my songs don't even have the backing tracks. Like I know which songs to perform and when to add the backing tracks to the shit. You know.
Mm-hmm. I remember. No, go ahead.
Yeah, so I be taking the performance shit like super serious. You know what I'm saying? Because people deserve that. You know what I'm saying? When people go to these shows and they see these performances and the songs be so fire, but they don't like the backing tracks on there, and they just either not moving or they just moving too crazy, but not saying no words at all. They just turn the fuck up. All this, you know what I'm saying? But I want to be the
Sing
one who
this shit.
like yeah, you know, like you know how Cardi be, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cardi and everything. He be like super turned, but you know, I feel like it's his flow, which like he can't like recite it during like the performance because it's just like auto tune and all types of shit, you know what I'm saying? But I won't be that type of person. If I'm gonna be turned, I want to at least be turned and say all the words. So you know what I'm saying? I'll be
Bro,
on that.
I remember fucking when I was at the Minneapolis show. I think it was like Word on the Block or some shit. And nigga, you like, you were, first of all, like, the breath control is crazy. Second, nigga, you got in my face and made eye contact with me as you were rapping every single fucking bar. Just
Right.
sweaty as shit, bruh.
Bro, it'd be serious, bro. I'd be blacking out. Like, gotta have make sure you're saying all the words, bro. It's important. Like, I'm not. I just got to. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that's really important to me. It's like making sure, like, if people going to see me perform, I at least want them to see me perform like 2, 3 songs while I'm just rapping, and it's not just like you know what I'm saying? They gotta see me like, oh yeah, this nigga spitting.
Because you want him to come back, right? Do you ever do any like conditioning for that shit, or is it just like?
I used to run every morning, like before the COVID shit was going on. I used to run every morning, not even every morning, like 2, 3 times a week, and that's how I would like make sure because I be smoking a lot too, so I gotta make sure my lungs is just like on point for real, for real.
I want to get this out of the way since you brought it up, bro. Niggas say like smoker does this, that, or the other. I know niggas who still run marathons and face 2 to 3 blunts a day, but it's like you still got to keep that conditioning, bro.
Because they well conditioned for that shit. Like if you still working out and still like you smoking, you're gonna be fine. Like if you working out all the time and still smoking, you're gonna be good.
Mm.
But if you're not, and you start maintaining this habit where it's like you smoking and not like doing no workout or anything, because smoking causes high blood pressure.
Mm.
A certain way to get rid of high blood pressure is to work out.
Talk to these niggas, Butch.
You know what I'm
Talk to
saying?
these niggas, Butch.
So like, you got like that's ways to prevent heart attacks and shit like that. You don't want to have heart attacks. Like blunts can really like do that shit to your body. You know what I'm saying? That shit can really, like put a toll on your back. It's comes to times where I probably won't even smoke a blunt till like 2 o'clock because I gotta get work done. Like I know what a blunt can do, but I know how to like manage how I move when I smoke the blunt type shit. You feel me? So
Facts. A lot of niggas
because I
smoke
do
that blunt.
when I smoke a blunt, I can be stuck. You feel me? I don't be wanting to do shit, but I'll just make sure like I get everything I get done. I do all my errands in the morning. I make my music in the morning, and then I smoke. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's interesting because I know a lot of cats who smoke and then create. So you actually create and then smoke.
Yeah, I do that. I do that in the morning, but I really just be like I smoke and create too. But in
Right.
the morning, like when I really need to like get the shit done, not know like all right, I'm a chill on it for a bit. Like I'm trying to get like this shit done,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like creating, then I'm smoking. You know what I'm saying?
Hashtag create then smoke. We got to get that shit trending. Oh, so I'm just going like kind of track by track here, like doing my notes. And
Yeah.
so boom, we're on arcade on Ollie World. And the note that I have written down is this song is the most demented I've ever heard. And so we were kind of talking about like in that little bit there, we were talking a little bit about um like studio vibes. So like nigga, what I can't even imagine kind of like the energy. Is it so like what's usual studio vibes for Butch? Like what is it if I walk into a Butch Dawson recording session, what's the vibes, bro?
Niggas won't even like. I'll be recording by myself, just like in the
Mm.
morning. I record in the morning. It's
Oh,
gonna be a
you
bright. It's gonna be a bright, beautiful day. Listen to some jazz. You know what I'm saying? They just make songs like Arcade or Feel Nobody.
just crazy. I don't because you usually like you see videos of niggas in the stew and it's like the homies just going crazy and it's a wild song. So you're telling me you just like make just this intense shit by you doing all right, dog? You good, bro?
Yeah, it just be like that's just the shit that's in my head. You know, you gotta get it. You gotta get the ideas out.
Right, right.
Get the ideas out.
So what's the process from idea to completion? Like, because I know it could be the head could be all over the place.
I mean, like at this point, I feel like I mastered FL Studio to where it's like I can get whatever I'm thinking in my head onto the beat. Like especially like with my music. So that shit helped me a lot as far as just like putting the sound together.
Right, right. What's your favorite city, bro, to play out of all of them? What's your favorite city?
Toronto.
Oh man, dude, I
I
remember
fuck
seeing
with, I
some of
fuck
the
with,
videos.
well, you said my favorite city to perform in, right?
To perform it.
Yeah, Toronto, definitely. Toronto.
Why is that?
It's just like it's that foreign energy, like systematically, like on the outside looking in. Foreigners just like fuck with rap music on it, like there's a different kind of aura like when it comes to foreigners and rap. They don't give a fuck who you are. It's like if you good and American or some shit, they like gonna turn up. And it's like I had fans there, you know what I'm saying? I even had my homie pull up.
Word.
This energy, bro. They just got this crazy energy. They don't give
I
a
was I was interviewing a cat. His name's DC. He's a UK artist, and for some reason that triggered the memory. He was saying that one of his first albums he bought was Nelly, bro. Like that's like the kind of vibes that like niggas are on. Like they're kind of just thirsty for music because it's not coming. What they
I wonder
want
how many
must
people
not
bought
be.
50 Cent. I'm trying to figure out how many people bought 50 Cent in other countries. I know 50 Cent was
Ooh,
crazy.
huge. I wonder like, is there like a club somewhere just in like some in the middle of like butt fuck whatever continent,
Just
and it's
exclusively
like and they're just
50
banging to lollipop because like or
Yep.
so what's the energy, like the difference in energy when it comes to creating from like when you kind of have to be on the move and going to show and kind of just like staying solitary, because I think quarantine has given artists a really unique experience of being able to like work in solitude and not look like a dick. But it seems like you already work in solitude.
Oh yeah, I've been working in solitude since this shit. I can admit that. I mean, it was like, you know what I'm saying, it put a whole like fucking load on me as far as just like trying to figure out how to adapt to all of this
Mm.
and how to even like create while this shit happening. So I had to figure that out while the months, you know, continued and continued. But I mean, even before that, I'm gonna wait till these sirens go by. But even before that, like when I would travel, like I would just make beats on the laptop type shit or get as much footage as I can if like none of the homies around. But you know, you just gotta get it in any way possible.
Mm. Mm. What's it been like, especially these past couple months? Especially like I saw that you posted about the recent incident in Kenosha or whatever cornball ass Midwestern town that that one of our own got shot in. So like what has it been like creating during like like a like civil unrest just like around? Like I'm sure your headspace is.
No, I mean, yeah, it's fucking terrible out here, man, and it's really like, it, yeah, put that on silent, bro. And it's just crazy because the shit just reoccurring, and
Mm.
it's people out there. It's like there's white people out there who don't seem to get the message that we trying to like.
Talk to him, Butch.
Yeah,
Talk to
you know what
these
I'm saying?
niggas, bruh.
They think it's like some responsive thing. Like, of course, all lives matter, but Black lives matter. Like niggas know that all lives matter already. Like, of course, but y'all not really getting the statement going on.
You don't, yeah, you don't get it.
Y'all think it's just like some kind of like responsive, like nobody else matters and shit like that. Like, no, that's not the issue right there. So, you know, it's just completely terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the
it's
situation going on, and thank God the man survived. You know what I'm saying? He paralyzed
facts.
down to his like upper body type shit.
Mm.
So
Mm.
thank God he alive. You know what I'm saying? It's just this is just real fucked up out here. And
And I've heard Baltimore PD is like on the utmost of fuck shit sometimes.
yeah, sometimes yes, sometimes, but they be on some fuck shit. We had a lot of protests and shit going on in Baltimore, doing everything that's just been happening, George Floyd shit, the Breonna Taylor shit. Like, we really been just going out there, and you know, there's been a whole bunch of protests going on. You got homie Kid Balloon, homie Guy have been doing Black Lives Matter murals like across
Mm.
like a whole boulevard and shit like that. So, you know, everybody been out here like on full support, and you know, everybody know what's right. You feel me?
Mm.
Like, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of young people out here who know what's right, and Baltimore is like that. That city is like it's super liberal out here.
Maryland as a state.
Uh,
Well, you have a
I
Republican
don't say
governor right
Maryland
now.
State. I don't want to say Maryland because like the county of Baltimore or like further like further out, like there's a lot of like places in Maryland that's just white people or just like Trump supporters type shit or like it's racist. You know what I'm saying?
It's so interesting because it's like we as like fans of hip hop, we always get exposed to like New York or LA or like insert big city here. But I think Baltimore is someplace that a lot of rap fans don't know about. And that kind of speaks into like your the international thing. Cause it's like I'm sure it's like some kid in Germany who knows that like 50 is from where is he from, Brooklyn or something? And it's like
Jamaica Queens.
Jamaica Queens. So it's like what how does it feel to kind of like be repping the city and like flying the flag almost?
I mean, it's tight. I wouldn't even be looking at myself like as like uh this person like people would be looking up to, even though like people it's people in the city who do look up to me and shit like that and see me like doing the moves, but in my eyes, I'm still trying to just get it. You know what I'm saying?
Grind, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still trying to grind for real, for real. So I've been trying to like open up that sense of understanding to where it's though like I take it and I'm not just like taking it on some. I don't know. It's like I'm humble, but it's like I don't want to. I want to be able to like take that energy and be able to be like, all right, like, all right, I see what I've been doing, and I appreciate that, and what I'm saying, I just want to drop gems type shit. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully I can be a mentor or somebody like, just basically set an example. And I think I'm doing that already, you know what I'm saying? So any chance I get with like rapping to like, one of the young niggas or anything like that, or, any of my peers, you know what I'm saying? I always be wanting to just set examples by the shit I do. Sometimes I can't say the right advice. I can only just show. You feel me? So,
Right.
it's cool being that kind of like person in Baltimore and even in Maryland. You know what I'm saying? And doing all this crazy ass shit because there's a lot of talent in Baltimore. And eventually I want to be able to like put on all types of artists in Baltimore, like not even just through rap, but all types of mediums and shit.
Well, why is it important for you to have an impact? Because I feel like some niggas like they just want to rap for the dough, but what I'm getting is that you like legitimately have a love for the craft, and everything else that comes with it is kind of like okay, fuck, I got to deal
Yeah,
with it.
I'm not really into like the rap antic bullshit living like this rapper like lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? People be thinking like I'm just like people. A lot of people think I'm just like on tour like with a girl every night. But it's like we just grinding it out. We like grinding for real, for real. So like I don't really be like living this, that certain lifestyle. I'm not really into the antics. I don't. There's like certain shit that I know that I need to do, and I'm aware of a lot of shit, but I just choose just not to do because it's really not necessary. Like at the end of the day, like you want to be able to be like that type of artist to just break rules, not all the time, but it's like what I'm saying. You know how like Kanye be doing certain interviews and shit, and then he'll just say some like shit that you don't even need to be saying. He'll be like, "Look, talk to the producer over there, tell him come over here." And you know what I'm saying? Like I want to be on some shit like that. Like just like fuck it, you feel me? Like
Yeah.
that's when you bring out your true self and characteristics. Like you know what I'm saying? And you just the you know people going to just come. You know what I'm
Plus,
saying? Like
I think it's more organic too, because like Silento made Whip and Nay Nay, and we haven't heard from that nigga in 5 years. So it's like really what's the value in that, in like kind of acquiescing to the extra bullshit, because that's why people want to follow
Yeah,
that.
man. Yeah. It's just like I'm just really for. I want to do this shit and I want to create. And my main thing is like I'm loyal and I want to be able to put on for people who I believe in, the people
Mm,
that I've grown up with. You know what I'm saying? And you know, not being able to like give up. I'm not on that. Like, if you can't do this in time, you can't learn this in time, then, you know, like fuck you. I need somebody who really like, I don't run like that on, like on my, like on this side. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure like everybody when they shit or they even learning how to get better. You feel me? So
facts.
it's just about putting family on for real, and teaching them the game because right now I'm in a position where it's like I can make a lot of money, and
Mm,
that's I want to be able to break bread with the homies who I've been doing this shit with for a minute. It's just all about learning the etiquette and learning how to move and just being on board with what the goal is at the end of the day. Because it's like we all trying to make some money and shit like that, but you want to make sure like everybody is eating at the end of the day. That's like the impact like what you want to make like with your brand and the art that you doing is to be able to like put different people on when once you like step foot through that door, it's like you in a whole nother like market now. You know
mm.
what I'm saying? So
So
that's what I'm trying to get at.
so it now coming into like a space where it's like, okay, boom, I'm on the precipice of doing some real shit that's like valuable to not only myself but the people around me. How is that journey like? Because I asked Shido um a variation of the same question, but coming from like before Butch Dawson, when you had that rebranding, and
Mm.
kind of to see the reception and that like you are legitimately up and coming, what has that journey been like, and what does it mean that like people are finally starting to see the vision?
I know it took a lot of like patience and perseverance and knowing like, and it took a lot of like planning too because like just coming up getting my name up, like my name was just coming up locally in the city for being consistent
Mm,
as far as just like music and little shit that I was doing and performing and rapping outside and all of that. But locally, like that's just what I was on, but it wasn't the quality that was there. I was doing all types of like lo-fi, like crazy ass, like just the songs not mixed, but they just sound crazy and raw, like just some real like basement rappy type shit. You feel me? That's how like we like it kind of just started like just this weird ass, unmixed ass raw sound. Like really like how like some Wu Tang ass shit.
mm,
But like just doing that and just winging shit every time. And like around 2014, 15, that's when I started just planning my shit out like on some all right, I'm planning shit out like 3 years. Like I'm planning shit out 3 years in advance. Swallowing my pride, trying to get a manager, like a team and shit like that. And I quit my job. I'm just trying to grind it out. You know what I'm saying? I was homeless for about like 2, 3 weeks.
you better talk to these niggas,
I
Butch.
was
You
homeless
better
for
talk to
about
these
two,
niggas,
three
bruh.
weeks, living with my homie K. I was like living on his couch and I was staying on my grandmother's couch. And then I go to my homie Jamie house. So I was like back and forth. Like I was staying at like three places and shit for like two,
Damn.
3 weeks. For real, for real. But all that shit that I sacrificed in order to make sure like I wanted to put all my efforts into making sure like the plan went through. Cause I didn't expect all of this shit to happen. but at least I wanted to make sure like I wasn't bullshit compared to like all the other years and shit like that. You know, time just going by, so it's like I just swallowed my pride with a lot of shit, and like I was just focused on being me and making sure like if I'm going to put music out, I want to make sure every project I put out is packaged. I'm not like I used to put shit out like I used to put mixtapes out like every month on my currency shit. I used to love doing that shit, but I stopped doing that. I wanted to make sure I build like this exclusivity for like my fans so they can really get like real groundbreaking music that's just not anything. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But it's like it's just something significant in itself. Like whether people don't like one certain song or another, but I've like if people like the thing I'm trying to get people don't like certain shit because like oh this sound is like that, then I did my job. That means is appealing, but also like it's just too much before like this person because that's just yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how art
Mm-hmm.
is. You know what I'm saying? You want to get just different reactions out of people, and that's my job. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um,
You
yeah.
you do it well. You do it well, my brother. I can't lie. Um, Absolutely. You touched a little bit on your influences because earlier you were saying like you wake up, you might listen to a little bit of jazz, and then you just said a mixtape every month like Currency. So who are the influences that you kind of draw from or that you drew from to kind of create this final product?
Um, hmm, really, like I feel like from the ground up, what molded me to be like the person I am was Pharrell because
Mm,
like it was just based off of this nigga doing all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? And so like it's not like I wanted to do all types of shit, but all the things that was like I had like interest in, I wanted to basically like just tap into that. I just wanted to tap into that shit and incorporate that with my music
mm,
some weird sort of way. So with me like doing skits and shit like that, I incorporate that with my music and I add that a part of my rollout. Um, doing the basement rap radio shit. You know what I'm saying? That's inspired from
shout out
Grammar.
to Basement Rap. Facts.
Um, we do all types of shit for real, all types of multimedia shit. But that's what really like Pharrell was really like inspired like the ground up of like everything that I'm basically doing now. And
Mm,
I feel like um it's just a mixture of shit. Like I feel like it just comes from just like my mother and my father just feeding me different kinds of music, you know what I'm saying?
right.
And uh it just made me like just that mix. Like my father was just sitting and rap all the time, like Gucci or him or like some Baltimore rappers or basically himself all the time. And my mother was listening to Pink, NERD, Creed.
Wow.
She was listening to that type of shit back in the day, like Police and all.
Creed?
Yeah.
That's hard as fuck.
She had the she had I don't know why she had the Triple X like soundtrack with Vin Diesel. She used to play that all the time, bro. She was on some other shit, but she used to listen to all that shit, and I just got like that mix. I don't know, like my sound
Mm,
just and you get into the currency, like when currency was popping with like creative control and all of that shit, and just all them just this nigga rapping all these like hard ass beats and shit, even with Wiz and shit, and that really inspired me to just like I just wanted to put out just hella mixtapes and shit. Him and Lil B really wanted me to put out like hella mixtapes, bro. I was putting out a
mm,
lot of mixtapes. And then I was just like, all right, I'm a chill and just like, I just need to level up, you know what I'm saying? 2015, I did 2 tours. I did
mm.
a I did a countrywide tour, but it was a DIY tour. and I did an LA tour. Like I just did hella shows around LA, and that's when I started planning my shit out.
Oh, so that was so when you kind of saw like, oh, wait a second, there's a lot of motherfuckers out here. Is that kind of like the thought that triggered like, boom, let's take it serious?
Nah, I mean all that came from like my homie Toyo Mancy, like his initiative. He always like he used to live in LA, but he always wanted me to come to LA ever since I met him to do shows. So he got my ticket, he got my plane ticket out there. Like he the one who got my plane ticket out there, and we just I went over there with like $500 or some shit like that for like 2 weeks type shit. But
Play shit,
just going,
goddamn.
yeah, but I that was like the first time I experienced like the whole country and all types of shit. You feel me? But it just made me want to like I came back home with different kind of energy, and while I was on the road and I don't drive, like I don't got my license, so I was just riding around and shit, just like writing music, you know what I'm saying, planning just 3 years out, like from 2016. I mean, well, I didn't plan it like the years, but 3 years. I planned
Mm.
out 3 projects, and that was like my 3 project plan. Eventually, if you plan out 3 projects, you should know like it take like 7, 8 months, like for you to get everything together and do the rollout. So it was almost like years basically. I planned this 3 project out doing all that shit, and I was just like, all right, it's time to like put in like that real work. You
Word.
know what I'm saying?
You've been dropping some hella free gems, bro. So I wanna ask, what do you have to say about one bitch ass niggas? That's my new favorite question. Talk to the bitch ass niggas. Discourage bitch ass niggas to be a little less bitch ass nigga. And two,
Um,
talk to the little niggas out here who are trying to come up and just give them the encouragement they need, bro.
to all the bitch ass niggas out there, just look at the mirror. Understand that you're human just like everybody else. Um, Understand that you will be better than somebody, and somebody will be better than you. Um,
Mm.
and if you're a bitch, uh, and I'm not degrading woman. I'm just a bitch ass nigga. So like, if you're a bitch, just step back and snap back to reality,
Mm.
and just you just gotta unlearn a lot of things you should unlearn.
Facts. A lot of you bitch ass
And
niggas was raised wrong.
mhm. So yeah, we all human out here, and it's okay if you doing bitch ass shit. Just like isn't that's not the good way to go. You gotta be able to communicate because a lot of passive aggressiveness out here.
Mm. Talk about it, bro. A lot of you niggas is slime balls.
To all the young niggas out there, man, um, be yourself. Always be yourself. We need more trailblazers out here. Um, it's not the end. All my young people out there, it's not the end of the world.
Mm.
Um, whatever whatever problems that you have while you're young, it's not over, and it's so much better. It's so much better for you in the future as long as you stay positive and just stay on what you love. You know what I'm
Facts,
saying?
bro.
Just stay on what you love. Like whatever hobbies you got, you know what I'm saying, stay to that, and you know, just I
Don't be a
encourage
bitch ass
everybody,
nigga.
yeah, don't and yeah, just do right, you know what I'm saying? Respect women. Um
Man, talk about it, bro. Respect women. Facts.
Women just Just out here, like just be a gentleman out here. You feel me?
Now, I always like to end off the interview with a scenario.
Mhm.
So I'm a present to you this. You're chilling, you're smoking, everything's fine. The homies is around. And you look down the street, and you just see an orange nigga walking towards you. And you realize, like, oh shit, we might have caught Donald Trump lacking. What happens when Butch Dawson sees Donald Trump lacking, if anything at all?
Um, if I do see him lacking, the day I see him lacking is the day you see me with a black mask in my pocket. That's all I say.
Butch motherfucking Dawson.
Not saying I did anything. You see a black mask in my pocket. You just see a black mask hanging out the pocket.
Thank you so much for coming on, bro. Now, let the people know where they can find you. Go in your Cash App, just in case any fans want to make a donation.
Where money sign Juwan Allen, Jujuan. Stardust on the way. Go to stardustbutch.com to find out, the social medias and all of that shit. Or Butch Dawson. It doesn't really matter. Like you type in Butch Dawson, you'll find a fucking deed. Calavigny out now. Um, and other than that, Stardust EP coming soon.
Real shit. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, dog.